I will, because they were supposed to stream live to Facebook and it decided to not do that. So we improvised.
Okay.
And then I'll record that. So I'm recording this and we'll upload this later. And what I have on the screen is a web browser. Okay. Now, the thing about this web browser is at the end of the day,
Which web browser are you using?
that's a great question because I'm going to address all of them today in brevity, because the first line of defense when it comes to fraud prevention is to turn off all notifications as possible. The notifications feature in both Mac and PC, the notification features on your phone as well as your computer. The notification features are usually the ones enabled in your web browser that are going to get you into trouble. The notifications function can be hacked and abused like you would not believe to generate a pop-up, which will get you into trouble. This is the first line of defense for fraud prevention across the board. Now, what I want to start with is the giant gorilla that's the #1 web browser in the world, Google Chrome. Google Chrome will open up like this when you first set it up, wanting you to connect it to a Gmail account / Google account / YouTube account / Chrome account / all the above. All the above. When you sign up for anything Google, they give you all of this crap and don't really explain it. And here's the problem. They enable by default notifications. And every time you're visiting a website, they enable that website to throw a pop-up in your face to allow notifications forevermore. The problem, that website is not auditing their notifications, meaning anybody on that website goes and advertises and pays to advertise, that goes into the notification. What do you think people in other countries do? They go and buy that ad spot to put their scam in the queue to take advantage of as many people as possible and have a payday. And they don't need to have X amount of people. They just need to hit certain numbers. I'm not kidding you. These people have made this into a multi-billion-dollar industry to scam you, saying they're McAfee, they're Norton, they're there to help. They're there to fix the problem they caused in the first place. What are you doing? Oh, I thought you were giving me a cue like I'm already out of time. Okay, don't do that, Peter. All right, so here's the problem. When you sign into Chrome, what do you think this does? It enables the notifications on every single device that Google account is also logged into on your phone, on your other computers, on your tablets, forevermore. I just said your phone. Android phones, iPhones, Samsung phones, all of them, all the above. So I'm just going to click don't sign in. So then this pops up. Enhanced ad privacy. Do not be deceived. This is a laughing stock. But I click OK, got it, because again, they're annoying and not helpful. That people think, oh, I clicked that, I'm safe. No, what that just did was give Google your permission, as far as they're concerned, to never receive a lawsuit from you that has any validity in any court in any country for how they opened you up to what these notifications can do to you. I kid you not. They used that sneaky little pop-up you just saw as a way to indemnify themselves from any legal actions for what they just did, which is they basically collect everything you do in there and resell it to whoever they want and open you up to notifications across the entire world. So what we want to do is 3 dots, top right corner, 3 dots. Used to be known as the hamburger symbol, and then Chrome decided, let's just confuse people and change it to dots. So 3 dots, come down to a gear called settings. Everything's going to a gear. On Mac, it's a gear symbol for your settings. Everything's a gear. So just think of that next time. When you need to get to settings, look for the gear. That's the imager. And here is why I hate Google. This already is hiding the settings we need in the form of these 3 lines known as the hamburger symbol. Now we have access to the settings we need. What we want to do is, in this case, we want to click on About Google Chrome. And if I had an update, it would automatically do it here. Unfortunately, that is right. Google cannot be trusted to do their updates at all, period. And if there is an update pending, whatever I'm about to show you, I'm about to change, they can throw that out and the update will reset it all over again and you have to do it all over again. So I'll come here and check. If it's got an update, great. Then it'll tell me to relaunch. And normally, if there is an update, it might pop up here in this area right here under person 1 to relaunch Chrome to do an update. Just get that out of the way first. That's the first step when you're dealing with this crap to prevent fraud. You have to keep your web browser of choice up to date so it stays ahead of the bad guys for all of their hacks to take advantage of you when your guard is down on both your mobile devices as well as your computers. Now, that being said, how am I doing on time? Do I have how much time do I have?
Quick question. You want to stay another 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. You got 10 minutes.
So settings. We're back to here, okay? Now, do you see this little magnifying glass? That's your friend. Now I click on that. It allows me, with the magnifying glass now on the left-hand side, to type in notifications. Now I can get to why I hate Google Chrome. They hide this stuff and make it extremely difficult to change. Now I come here under Site Settings because there's a little thing that says 2 results underneath this. I hate the way they verbalize this and hide it. So now I click on that. Now this is still even more confusion, but I'm just going to come down and get to, ta-da, there it is, notifications. Now I say, don't allow sites to send notifications. Click on that. And then over here, let's say, I need notifications from this one website. I must have my notifications. I must be glued to my computer and know 24/7 a notification from Fox News, CNN, I don't know, whatever it is. God forbid. And you just can't live without 24/7 openness to have a pop-up smack you in the face for something that you probably have no business having a mental breakdown about. You can come here to allow to send notifications, click add, and put in there the actual website you do want a notification from that you trust and are going to take responsibility for. So again, I am all about let's have less mental breakdowns, not more mental breakdowns. I hate notifications. I disable them on everything by default. If I need to be notified by something, I am going to deal with it on my own time, on my own turf, and have a trusted advisor let me know if the world's coming to an end. Do you follow? Oh, I got to know when something's happening else. No, I don't. No, I don't. I have scheduled sessions on my calendar, and I recommend this to every one of you to prevent fraud, where you get together with at least one other person you trust to have some mental faculty that you can trust. And you go look at that, whatever it is, together and have a mental breakdown together in safety, rather than you go to the news by yourself 24/7 in the middle of the night, middle of the morning, whatever it is, and have a mental breakdown with all the crap they tell you to be afraid of today. Do you follow? Whatever that is, you could put that here as allowed the website, but I personally turn off all notifications, period. All notifications across the board. If my security advisors let me know there is a problem, they will let me know by text message or by call ahead of time. Hey, this is time sensitive. CrowdStrike just went and released an update. It crashed millions, with the elm, millions of computers across the world. Austin's airport is crippled.
Delta crippled.
Anybody who is using that company's software, crippled. You know how CrowdStrike responded to it last week? Here's a $10 Uber Eats gift card for your trouble. So I digress. Notifications, not CrowdStrike. You know what's sad? Uber got shut down because of that, because they had more gift cards than they knew what to do with, and it crashed their system. So you couldn't even redeem the gift card. So, same thing with Edge, which is on every single stinking. You see this right here? I uncheck that. Help Microsoft improve. No, Bill Gates, you don't not. No, dictatorship. No. So now this is what Edge looks like. That replaced Internet Explorer and all Microsoft computers that wants to take over the world by taking over your computer as the default web browser and doing this, which I hate, which is their dictatorship. They're going to tell you about all their products powered by AI that you could care less about, and all this stuff to have a mental breakdown about. But they're the same way. 3 dots, settings. Get to the magnifying glass, type in notifications, because they hide it too. I hate them. Hate them all. Hate them all on this. Hit notification of the things you can explore or discover. No, that'll just get you into trouble. Come down here. And also, if you're tired of them telling you when you're on Amazon, hey, I could save you money by taking you to somewhere else, and you're like, no, I'm on Amazon, stop it. You can disable that there too. I hate how they did this. It's like, what is this? Okay, yeah. If it's white, it's disabled. If it's blue, it's enabled. Blue, enabled. White, disabled. The dot is to the right, enabled. The dot is to the left, disabled. That's, now come down here, allow sidebar to show notifications. No, I don't need any of this garbage. Websites, manage site notifications. Turn that off, just turn it off, and then add the ones I want. Now, Firefox, the 3rd biggest web browser in the world. Yes, they still use them. Same thing here. Magnifying glass, notifications. Turn them off. Site settings. Here, block new requests. And then I would save the ones I do want. Save. Done. And if I had Safari, which I have a Mac, who here has Apple? Okay. So on Apple, Safari is the default web browser. As far as Apple's concerned, they will do everything possible to ignore what you want and set Safari as the default and pop it up when you least expect it. So when you have Safari, which, come on now, computer. Again, this is what you would be looking at. Notifications, top right corner in Apple. I just go and disable all of them. But when it comes to Safari, it's not actually in Safari. It's your Apple symbol in the top left corner, your settings gear on your iPhone. You go into the general settings. And of course, my Mac today would decide to have a crash when I was going to show you, but it's fine. This will show us how we recover and stay calm when technology decides to disobey and have a breakdown and a mental breakdown. But you would go into not Safari, but the top left corner, Apple realm, settings, and there find your again, it's the same icon, the gear, whatever it is to get the settings, and then look for the magnifying glass and type in notifications. And boom, it will pop up and you can disable it there for Safari as well as in the top right corner. That gets people in Mac into so much trouble, you would not believe it. It's the same thing. And yes, Macs get viruses thanks to that stupid backdoor that Apple still refuses to simplify and fix to this day. Go for it. Nope. Nope. This is a whole nother. They don't even consider this a pop-up, but it is, as far as I'm concerned, the worst possible pop-up to set you up for fraud. Notifications are not considered pop-ups by the technology companies, even though they're worse than pop-ups. Based on how I showed you how they can be abused and how all these tech companies have made it next to impossible to find them and disable them. Because here's how to use these notifications. To notify you of crap you don't need and want to benefit who they're in bed with and who they're making money with. To sell their garbage, even if it opens you up to scams and fraud across the internet. This is the ultimate fraud prevention when your guard is down. Disable notifications for everything but the one, maybe two things you absolutely have to have 24-hour, 24/7 notifications about.
So notifications are not being able to use that app. It's allowing them to notify you.
Correct.
If I still want to use apps on my phone, I'm not, like, shutting off the notifications, I'm not shutting off being able to use the app.
Correct. It does not. Great question. An application does not get disabled. He asked a great question. If you disable notifications, that's not going to disable the app. But if you want to be notified by that app about something, leave that notification on. That's what I'm telling you. Take a moment in your busy week to not be busy, to prioritize this so it doesn't lead you to fraud in the future. That's the first step. Second step, make sure it's up to date. Otherwise, if you do the update after you've done the changes, it may throw the changes out. But once you've made the change, every update thereafter should not mess with it, and it should stay put. Yes.
While we can remember.
Those are the two things. Those are the two things. This, the gear, the magnifying glass. The gear, the magnifying glass. Those are your two
So
things.
if you need help afterwards, call Shane. You can stay here and hang out. Thank you, Shane.
And we were showing.
If I shut off my
Notifications.
notifications to my Gmail, I'm still gonna get Gmail. I'm just
Correct.
gonna-
And in fact, I turn that off because, man, that gets annoying. I don't want a notification for every single stinking email coming in.
Right.
That will drive me nuts. That will give me a mental breakdown. I will check email when I want to check email.
That's correct.
And if somebody wants to get a hold of me and it's an absolute emergency, they can text me, they can call me, or just not reach me and I'll get back to them in my own time. And do it.
That was amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
As always.
And now we're gonna go ahead and call that a good for the recording.
Yes.